It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football?
Great game in store for y'all.
And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
We're in a city built on 7 hills, and the fans hoping to see 7 points on the board early. We're at Cincinnati's Petco Stadium. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And away we go in Cincinnati. Here's Greg Dortch with the return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. So here are the Cardinals now, headed out for their first drive. And they'll be led out by a #1 pick out of Oklahoma. One of the game's better runners, it's Kyler Murray.
One of the beauties of the quarterback position is it's not cookie cutter. QBs come in all different shapes and sizes. Some are 5'10", some are 6'6". Some are better on the run, some are better in the pocket. For Kyler Murray, and he is at his best when he's playmaking. When his athleticism, that dual threat nature comes to life, that is when he is typically a defense's worst nightmare.
Ready to start this drive with Connor. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. From the gun, it's Murray. Completed over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That one gains 7. And it'll be first down, Arizona.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
First down carry for Connor. This is ahead for about 5. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Here's 2nd and 5. Left side into the hands of McBride. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson.
The defenders, they were ready for that throw, stopping him right at the line of scrimmage.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Searches from the pocket. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
So on 4th down now, Blake Gillikin gets the call to punt it away for the Cardinals. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. So here are the Bengals now as they get set for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
Right to the air, Burrow. Has him on the quick hitter. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it deep downfield. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
Well, the offense wanted to spark, and he delivered a lightning bolt. Huge gain that totally changes the tone of this drive.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. First give of the game here to Chase Brown. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. 16 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Finds his man Chase. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be first down, Bengals. Putting the tight end in motion. They just get the play off. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And he's brought down after a short gain. All right, still scoreless through one quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. We're all set to bring you the second quarter. The Bengals well within striking distance. Burrow from the gun. Looking right, and he finds him. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Hey, I know it's tough to evaluate when you're playing at game speed, when there's chaos all around you. But if he looked around, I'm not sure that's a throw he would make again. Even one of the biggest targets, big old tight end, couldn't fight back to the line of scrimmage.
On third down, here's Burrow. Escapes the pocket. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
And on fourth down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. A very short kick here from the right hash. Butker knocks it through. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and that's enough to give them the lead.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. DJ Dallas now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now we get set to see the Cardinal offense for the second time. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's Murray. Into the hands of Michael Wilson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. New set of downs for him at the 38. Connor trying the right side. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun. Wilson on the slant. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. We're to the 2-minute warning from the jungle. The Cardinals driving. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Kyler looking to throw. That pass is complete to McBride. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. That's a short gain of 1. And that's a Cardinals first down.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
Cardinals in the hurry-up now, racing the clock as they work to get set. He's on the move. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
1st and 10, Murray escapes the pocket. He calls his own number again. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. The Cardinals decided to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Murray to throw. He's got it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Angling this one in from the right hash, the challenge here. McManus sends it through. And it'll knock this game up late in the 2nd quarter.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. One last play before the break. One final shot before halftime. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Well, that's halftime here, and a field goal each, all that these offenses have been able to muster thus far. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Not too much to show you scoring-wise in that first half. Just a couple of field goals make up all the scoring. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're close to a breakthrough, and things should open up as we move along.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Something's got to be the difference maker here in half number 2. We'll see what it is as we're off and running once again. He fields it from the 8. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Out come the Bengals. It's their ball first, leaving the locker room. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. Off the mark there, incomplete pass. This one misses the tight end. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it, thinking interception to be had. And incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And this one doesn't go far. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Burrow back to throw. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They got 24 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says 2 things in every production meeting. Number 1, well, we got to stop the run. And number 2, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
Straight ahead, it's Brown. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Here's 2nd and 2. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
That's just a gorgeous corner route by the wide receiver. I bet you'll find, Kate, in the annals of football history, the best corner route runners as receivers are also the best slant runners, the best post runners, because it's all about change of direction, and that was put on display right there.
And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there, and there's nothing this defense can do.
Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Back to the line they go. It's second down. He's got it on the bootleg. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals take the lead right away in half number 2. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Dortch now to return it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Cardinals offense making its way out. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Connor. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
On 2nd down, a run with Connor. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Brought down by Trey Hendrickson. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. It's Connor again. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes them back quite a ways. The penalty makes this a 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Murray. Bails out of the... Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a second, the defenses with their speed at this level, they'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
And that boot will instead be what starts our 4th quarter. We've reached the end of the 3rd. It's Cardinals ball, and they could use a score. They come into the fourth trailing. The Cardinals out for the punt. And he's getting the call for the second time this game. Got 46 on his first punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it'll be Bengals football. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. They send the tight end in motion. From the gun, a give to Brown. And they limit this to a minimal gain to around the 34. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Looking to throw, Burrow. Got his target, it's Higgins. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. New set of downs for him from the 46. Brown on the inside give. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Throwing is Burrow. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. He's back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh no, the ball is loose! And the Cardinals grab it! And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
Hey, I get it, Kate. 3rd down, you're doing all you can to try to stay on the field. But unfortunately, poor ball security loosens his hold on it, and the defense knocks it free. Instead of facing 4th down, even better, that defense is off the field completely.
Out had the Cardinals now on offense. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Throwing now, following the turnover. Throw left side, complete. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Arizona.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
On first and 10, it's Murray. This is reeled in by Wilson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Cincy. Cardinals losing by 7. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Short pass brought in. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. And the Bengals bringing out a 5th DB. They're in the nickel, 3rd down. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. On the ground, Brown. And he'll take this up to about the 34 before he stopped. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. They'll run again with Brown. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Arizona goes ahead and calls its 2nd timeout. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee. The Cardinals are going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. This won't run out the clock just yet, Brock. They're going to have to kneel it again after this one. It's victory formation the rest of the way for the Bengals, who take a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
The Bengals send out the punting unit. And this is the first time he's been called on today. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. So in the jungle, the Bengals take the win. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Cincinnati.